Okay, you guys, I'm making enchiladas tonight. And I'm going to do 2 things of ground turkey. This pan is probably small, but I'm doing 2 things of ground turkey because y'all know I have teenagers. So, 3 of them. And I'm just going to season it here with some garlic salt. I'm not going to do too much seasoning because I have to put the enchilada sauce on it. So I'm just going to put just another taste it, and then like I said, the enchilada sauce is going to also be a form of seasoning. And let me get my utensils out here. I'm going to chop the meat, of course. And of course, I'm preheating my oven to 350. The longest part of the process is just browning the meat for the enchiladas. So, because I'm actually doing not the individually wrapped enchiladas, more like the enchilada pie. So it's kind of flat. So then we're gonna let this meat cook, and then I'm gonna add the bell pepper and some onions. So let me cut those bell pepper and onion up, and it's just a yellow onion. Add those, and I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, so the meat is still browning. I have so much meat in here, so it's going to take a little bit longer than, what I would like, but that's just a part of it. I was using this lid from this cast iron pot to try to make it cook a little faster. And here in this, I'm putting the onion. This is bell pepper, onion, and garlic, and 2 garlic cloves. It's half a bell pepper and half a medium-sized onion. And then 2 cloves of garlic. I like it to help season my meat. So this is what I'm putting in. Hold on just a second. Take this out and make it much easier. We're going to let this all cook together. The thing about it, I got the meat that was less fat. So I'm not having a lot of juice come with this. But we're going to see after it browns completely. I'll see, because then I'm going to go in and make the sauce on top of the meat. The enchilada sauce on top of the meat. So, a piece of onion. So let me let this brown up and finish cooking, and I'm going to incorporate all these vegetables. And I'll be back. I want this meat to be cooked through and through because we're going to bake these enchiladas, and I'm not going to leave them in the oven very long, maybe like 20, 30 minutes. Just basically just to melt the cheese. Everything else is going to be cooked. And so it's going to be to soften the corn tortilla and to melt the cheese. So that's it. So I'll be right back. Okay, so the meat is done. And now I'm going to, and I've drained the fat off. You have to drain the fat off the meat. And now that I've done that, I'm going to make the sauce. And I'm just going to make the enchilada sauce while it's in the meat. Is in the. Normally you'll remove the meat, do the sauce and all that. I'm not doing that like that today. So I have all the spices here, which is the onion, a teaspoon of onion powder, a teaspoon of garlic powder, a half a teaspoon of cumin, a full teaspoon of the chicken bouillon, and then a full tablespoon of chicken bouillon, and then 2 tablespoons of the chili powder. Those are going to be all the seasonings, and I'm just going to go ahead and dump those in the pan, and I'm going to mix that around, because at this point we're making the sauce. Again, normally I would take it out, but I'm just going to make it all at once. Then I also have 2 cups of water. Well, this is a 1.5 cups, but it's going to equal 2 cups. Right now I need to stir in the 4th cup of flour. So I'm going to do that. And from there, I'm going to slowly do that so they don't lump up. Because we're going to make, this is almost like a sauce, almost like a gravy. And we're going to cook it till this get a thicker. And then we're going to put it in the, with the tortillas and bake it in the oven. And you want to stir this because you don't want the chunks of flour. And then I'm gonna pour all this over the meat, and it's gonna be, we'll go from there. Let it season, let it thicken up, and then we'll be ready to put it in the pan. So it's kind of looking like this, and you're just gonna, like I said, keep stirring it until all the little lumps are out. You have a little hand blender that'll be perfect for this timer. I do have one, but I don't want to pull it out and all that, so. Okay, so excuse me. You can get the two cups of water, and then I'm going to put it over the meat. And we're just going to let this cook and thicken up. And I'll be right back to show you guys before I I'm going to mix it up, so obviously the seasoning will be throughout the meat. Season the sauce. And if you feel like you want it a little bit, looser, add more water. That's all you have to do. I have quite a bit of meat here, so most likely I'm going to add some more water just because I have so much meat. I have 2 pounds of meat in here, so. But I can already see the thickening happening that quick, so because my fire is really hot. I still have it on high, so. So we're gonna let this thicken up. Again, I'm gonna pour a little bit more water because I have more meat, and I think it's gonna be fine on the seasoning part. So I'll be back when I show you guys how to put it in the pan to bake. Okay, so now we're gonna actually prepare the platter of enchiladas. Remember, this is like an enchilada pie, so we're just gonna put the tortillas down first, and these are going to get the sauce from the meat. So put them in here, and we're gonna just continue. We're gonna layer it all the way up to the top of the casserole. Those are the corn tortillas, and then we'll just put a layer of meat. And you don't have to put a lot. You can put a thin layer. Depends on how thick you want your tortilla. But since again I'm feeding teenagers, I'm going to put quite a bit of meat on each layer. So that's what the first layer of meat is, and then you'll come back with the cheese. And here I just had some cheddar cheese. So normally I would do a Mexican blend, but I ran out of that. So I'm going to cheddar cheese. And you put the layers. And then you'll come back again with another layer of corn. And you'll just layer it up till you get to the top. And after this, we're going to put it in the oven for about 20-30 minutes. Just enough to make the cheese and get these corn tortillas soft. So that's it. That's it. So not a long time. And the oven has been preheating since we started. So on 350. Okay. And I'll come back with the results. Okay, so everything is plated up, and I'm going to get my taster in here. Come on, Nathan, let me see. Nathan, come on.
Feed me.
Okay, come on. I'm going to let him taste it first. Here, come on. Yeah, tell him thumbs up, thumbs down.
For sure.
So thumbs up. I think you have to lower it a little bit so they can see it.
For sure.
Thumbs up, all right. So it was a hit, you guys. I hope you guys try it. And if you want to get a little bit more of the darker color into it, like the restaurants, you just put a little bit more of chili powder. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Appreciate you. Love.